You're feeling like your child might be on the spectrum, I will be sharing more about that journey here, so feel free to stick along. I need to organize, so I have like bins. For a person struggling with mental health, what would I want to hear? Hi, I'm Netisha. I'm a mom, stay-at-home mom, autism mom, doggy mom, chicken mom. Yeah, so welcome. I knew I should have done notes. There's lots I want to say, but sometimes it doesn't come out in like free form the way I want it to. Or it's just so hard to speak freely these days because I don't think it's an acceptable thing to do. Yeah, there you go. You just got a little glimpse of my inner conflict dialogue. Great. One thing, and I think I'll do this as like an individual video. As I said, I am an autism mom. I don't really say that often. I also don't really care to label myself. If you're familiar, if you are an autism mom, or if you're new to that, you're feeling like your child might be on the spectrum, I will be sharing more about that journey here, so feel free to stick along because, you know, it's gonna come out eventually. Bear with me. You know, there's lots of things you can do holistically and modern practices, Western practices like speech therapy, ABA, and in my opinion, they go together and they work really well together. That is not the common message in the community, which is sad in my opinion. Holistic practices just help within the body, and you look internally and how that could be affecting a child who has been labeled on the spectrum. I will dive more into that another time because that is not this video, but I do like the setup. It's a lot. I'm making light of it now, but it's pretty emotional. From my experience, it was a bit isolating and you just feel a little alone. I think regardless of what path you choose as a parent and what approach you choose for your child, I think the main thing is to remember you are the parent and that is your child. And yes, you want to help your child as much as you can, but also remember that this is your life as well. So how can we do this together, you know? So we have therapy at 10. So we need to clean up a bit and get breakfast ready and then get her all set up so I have a few hours to work on some projects I can show you because I got many projects. This is the studio of many things. I just did my first show and I'm gonna go on, actually have to go look. I'm gonna work on organizing this space. My daughter's therapist is here for about 20 more minutes and then we are gonna have a little fall break week or have a great week. But this is the studio and all the things I need to organize. So I have like bins. That's the clothing that I need to sell. Let me rephrase that. That is the clothing that will be listed here shortly that will find a beautiful home. I don't know, I'm so excited to be able to do like all these things. To say like creativity, passion, creative side has flourished is an understatement. I don't know, I feel like I should bring up like a lot to talk. Oh, that quietness doesn't feel right. Oh. I got my cushion. So this is like my little throne, little seat. It's meant for a chair, but that's perfect. Perfect. That's what I needed. I don't know if anybody has experienced depression or challenges in mental health. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that have, and you are an individual that experiences that. You get it, where you just aren't yourself. What do I want to say to this camera right now? If I were a person struggling with mental health, what would I want to hear? To be on the other side, to be able to say, you know what, I have dealt with depression for over a decade. Majority of my 20s, I was very depressed with anxiety. I didn't really understand what was going on, but I knew like something wasn't right. And I would get panic attacks, and I haven't gotten one in years. Um, but I would get panic attacks, and I didn't know it was panic attacks. But I just start getting really cold, and then I start shaking. And I remember a couple times, like I would be wrapped up in a blanket, and I'd be like, Joe, like, are you cold? Like something's not right. Like I'm like convulsively shaking. Um, and I just had no idea what was going on. Just slowly, I started losing myself. I don't want to say overcoming, but that's how I feel like it feels like. And it's not to say that I won't ever experience like difficult mental health days. You know, there's a whole lot that goes into it, and I will definitely dive into this more because as I'm sitting here just free spewing outwards, different ideas are coming into my head because as a woman, you know, we deal with hormonal changes, there's diet, there's traumas that happened in your life, maybe decisions and things that we just don't want to face. Maybe there's things about ourselves we don't want to face. You know, all those things attribute to your mental health. To kind of close it up, though, I would love to be able to share it in a way that could be helpful at whatever step you're in that journey, because it is a journey. Just hope to be a guiding light for some. Okay, I am gonna go talk with you soon.